Hey, South Jersey.
South Jersey, we got you.
Hashtag gospel with Steph
And Morgs. We're putting South Jersey on the map.
Keep your ear right here.
Oh, Supa Steff is a bird to plane. It's me. Hashtag gospel is now what you're listening to right here on We Have Gospel. Go to the website, wehavegospel.com. Click on the big red donate button. Beyonce in the building.
Praise the Lord.
Lady T.Y. Hola. Najee InTheMix.
Keeping us all connected.
Geist in the building.
Keeping us all connected.
You're so stupid. All right. So this is I just came with this topic like right on the fly because we started getting into it anyway. We're live, right? And we have been live for the last few weeks on Facebook, and people can watch. Even during the commercial breaks, people can watch us. During the commercial break, we had a discussion last week where Najee had said something that I told him on the air, just like this week. Last week I told him, I was like, Najee, you can't do that. He was like, man, I don't even see what's wrong with that. And then he went on the phone. I guess he went out there to finish because he was on Facebook Live on his phone as well, and people were listening and watching, and they had comments, and he was talking to them on the air, and he said something, and I was like, he went a little to the left, and I was like, yo, that much you can't do on the air. He was like, I don't understand why, but then he just took the phone outside and continued the conversation with the person or whatever. And while he went outside during the commercial break, we was talking, I was in here talking, and it was telling me, well, why is he even saying stuff like this? He should know better. I was like, he don't know no better. Obviously, he's not like really like sold out religious like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe he's believing the gospel of Jesus Christ, but I don't think he has the conviction to know that that's wrong. So because of that, I have to explain these things to him. So you can't just not have patience with somebody who don't have the type of conviction that you have. You feel what I'm saying? But people who were watching, I guess, got a little offended by what I was saying because they heard the whole conversation.
Thank you to my people out there that
and
made
was
sure
like,
that I knew, especially my BM business manager.
I didn't even know if people was watching that hard, but they hit Najee up like, yo, dude on here saying you not saved, you not a Christian. Like, so they said that that's what I said. They said that I said that he wasn't a Christian. They went to him after they saw the video and said, oh yeah, so Steph on there saying you're not a Christian? Like, what's up with that? So he called me and we clarified the situation, but also in that call we had to kind of agree to disagree because I stood by my stance. Right. I wasn't saying he wasn't a Christian, but I did think that with the way he conducted himself in public, he didn't come off like someone who had the conviction, the type of conviction to be at a certain level. Right, you know what I mean? Right. You at a certain level, you have a certain type of conviction, and because he didn't have conviction cussing people out, because he didn't have conviction about saying certain things, it led me to believe that okay, he's not that type of he's not that he's not that religious, he's not that, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I said, so y'all can't hold that against him. He's still learning, you know what I mean? Because you're dealing with people on the air who are impressionable. When you had this type of platform, whatever. But we agree to disagree. Now let's bring it up now in public because on hashtag we go with it. So we go with it. So to answer everyone's question,
should
you conduct yourself a certain way if you call yourself a Christian?
But first of all, let me clarify something.
Okay.
Here's the first thing. Your comment said that I am not a religious person. In that aspect, you're correct. I don't believe in religion. That's not my thing. Am I a Christian? Absolutely. I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins. I am a follower of Christ. I am. So let's just clear that up. For anybody on Facebook Live, on here, or anybody up there on Facebook Live, or anybody that's listening in, yes, Najee InTheMix is a Christian. I am not on this station representing the devil, even though I might act like it sometimes. That is not it. So outside of that, should you conduct yourself a certain way being a Christian? That is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Multifaceted answer.
A relative topic?
Huh?
A relative?
Yeah, I think it is really relative, but I can answer that in a few different ways. Should you conduct yourself a certain way if you're a Christian? Yes, you should. Because there are people who are absolutely paying attention to you. You should conduct yourself a certain way if you are a Christian. But to dig deeper into that, you said the way that I was acting, or the way that I talk to people, may come off to people, might stir them away from the faith. Now that's a touchy subject right there, because I could be on both ends of that. Some people can do things that can drive somebody away from the faith, and I think that that's wrong if somebody is trying to present something that's not Christian-like, and trying to pull somebody away from the faith. Me, I speak, and when I speak, I'm blunt. I give you a perfect example. Tawana, maybe 2 weeks ago, before last Saturday, I don't remember exactly what day, but I called the station when you said that Tawana was going to be on the show.
He didn't like that idea.
He didn't like that idea. Yeah.
So I called the station, and Lady T.Y. said, "Oh, what you doing? You calling because you don't want me on the show?" And I said, "Well, that's not the only reason why I'm calling." Now, that's just me being blunt.
But I think everybody in this room is just as blunt as you.
Yeah, I think that's me being blunt. But if Tawana was less of a person, she could say, "Well, I don't want to be Christian no more because Najee InTheMix is a Christian and he acting like that." But that's not what I meant either.
Okay.
I want to talk to Lady T.Y. I told her to leave me the number. She gave me the wrong number. I guess she was mad at me. You gave me the wrong number. I called her. Some white man answered the phone and thought I didn't know what I was talking about. I thought it was your husband or something. So you married a white man. He said, I said, I was speaking to your wife, and she said, I thought Geist answered the phone. I'm just playing, guys. You don't even know what we're talking about right now.
So I can't marry a white man?
You know what?
Huh? Ain't know what's wrong with that. What's wrong with that?
Sorry.
Ain't nothing wrong with white
Back
juice.
to the topic.
I mess with white grape juice. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, did he just say white grape?
So listen, here's the thing. So I don't think that what I do and the way that I act is enough to pull somebody away from their faith. I'm just eccentric and I'm wild and I am what I am. And if somebody is pulled away from their faith because they're listening to me, then you need to really hone down on what you believe in. You're unstable.
What if it's a newborn Christian?
That's something different. You know what I'm saying? I can understand how you could say, I can understand how you might feel a certain way, but still, even as a newborn Christian, I don't think that anything that I do is enough to pull you out of Christianity.
No, it's not necessarily like they're gonna pull you out, but maybe they'll think that what you do is okay for them to do.
But I would agree with it. I only do and say what I feel like is okay.
Right.
Somebody else in the Christian community might say that's too much.
And that is my point. The fact that you think that cussing somebody out is still okay.
I never said that.
Says,
I don't cuss nobody out, so I never said that.
Okay.
You have never heard me cuss somebody out.
Okay.
You have never heard me say, "Oh, you mother effer, I hate you," and
Jesus,
stuff like
Jesus.
that. You never heard me say that.
Okay, but I'm not grasping in the... But hold up, we're not grasping in the dark even because, like, I've heard you cuss.
Oh,
just
yeah.
randomly,
you've
just
heard me
casually cuss.
But that's...
And I was like, well, if somebody who just can't casually just cusses like that, they don't have that conviction about cussing.
That's not true.
If they don't have that conviction about cussing, then it means that they're at a certain level.
But that's not true because first of all, here's the thing. Who even classifies what words are cuss words? Who says that? So if I said splaka, and then y'all all said that's a cuss word, now I'm not Christian no more? No.
I didn't say you wasn't Christian.
I'm just saying though,
Okay.
but who classified these words as cuss words?
Who
the words that I
classified
use?
that paint is paint?
I don't know.
It's the same thing. Like
It's not.
We know that the
It's
word.
not
we know
because
that
the
words
paint
are
is
foul.
not taking somebody out of conviction.
So is that your defense that cussing is not bad?
No.
You classified it.
I'm not saying that it's not bad. What I'm saying, first of all, if you got in my circle, now, I mean, because you're on the air, so everybody else knows, but if you got in my circle, you wouldn't even know how I talk. Because there's a lot of people who want to have a conversation with me, they never will. That's just me in public. You can't even talk to me. So you have to be somewhat in my circle to even be able to have a conversation with me. You have to have a conversation with somebody else who have to tell me what you saying. because I don't even interact with people like that on the streets, so they won't even know what I do. But me and Steph, that's my brother. I'm me in front of Steph, so it don't really matter. And in our conversations, it's us and us as group text. It's between us. It's a lot of people who would love to be in our group text, but they can't. That's our group text. That's us, our 5 for our show. We on there. So when I speak to us, I'm being me. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Right.
If I was to go speak to a babe in the faith, or even a Christian, another Christian that I felt like couldn't handle who I was or what I was, then I would do it tactfully if I felt like it was something on the line. But when I speak to people, that's just me talking. If they can't handle it, they can't handle it.
All right, so what's the question? Can you repeat the question one more
The
time?
question I had was, if you call yourself a Christian or believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ, should you conduct yourself a certain way? Should there be limits? Should there be...
I believe that you should conduct yourself exactly how you are. Like me, I'm always one way. I'm not...
Yeah.
Who I am to my best friend or to my cousin who I'm with all the time is who I am to a stranger.
Right.
So I live what I live, and if you aren't ashamed about the things you say or the things that you live, then that means you have no conviction. You know what I'm saying? So for like I said, like just for me, yeah, you should conduct yourself a certain way, but at the same time, if I'm representing Christ, you know what I'm saying? I should live what he says.
And listen,
hold on, let me respond to that.
Okay.
Here's the thing, right? The only thing in this conversation that I said that I don't do when I speak to other people, well, first of all, I don't even really speak to a lot of people. But the only thing that we're discussing right now that I do between us is I might let a cuss word come out.
I'm not even talking about you.
I'm just saying because the viewers don't know who you're talking about. So I'm just saying in case because we always got to make sure that we're keeping the viewers up to date with the conversation.
Right, I'm not referring to him. I'm just answering the question that you asked.
Yeah.
On my part.
So me, I cuss sometimes in our conversations because I cuss for a very long time. But I don't go to church and cuss people out. I don't be in a supermarket.
Why don't you go to church and cuss people out?
Because I don't.
But that's who you are, though.
That's not who I am.
That's what you do. If you cuss outside, why can't you cuss in church?
That's my point. Do you feel bad about cussing? No,
but that's just
so that you don't think nothing's wrong with it.
That's just like saying if you have premarital sex at home, why you can't go to church and do it?
Do you have premarital sex?
Why can't you go to church and have? You won't go to church and do it there, but that's something.
Of course not. Nobody's gonna go to church.
Exactly.
And
so
do
why
stuff.
would I go sit in the church and go cuss the pastor out?
That has nothing to do.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Why
I understand
not
what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that's not the way you should. It's certain places you don't act like me. I'm a very outspoken person, but I'm not gonna be sitting in college doing my homework and just, hey teacher, come back here and help me with my stuff. No, I'm gonna say, excuse me, sir. I haven't. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it with respect. You no matter who you are or what you do in life, it's certain lines that you don't cross, and there's certain people you don't do it with. Like the way that I might hang with Geist and I might be like, yo, bro, what's good with you? If I'm with Tawana, I'm not going to say, yo, bro, what's good? I'm going to say, hey, Tawana, how you doing today? Hey, sis, what's going on?
Okay, so peep this point. While I do understand, we all understand that, of course, in church, there are certain things that you do that you don't do, even if there's nothing wrong with it per se, it's not appropriate for church. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that you wouldn't do in front of God, period. So it's like, if you're a true believer in the gospel of Jesus Christ and you believe that the Holy Spirit is living on the inside of you and stuff like that, you're always going to conduct yourself a certain way because you feel like God's eyes is on you, and you also want to be a witness to other people.
Right.
So it's like, if cussing is just bad, period.
By whose standards?
Okay, but we're see, this is the thing. We're putting this question into a closed box. We keep talking about cussing, but it's a whole bunch of different things.
It is a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So
but that's how the conversation started, though.
Right.
It started with the way that I am, and the way that I am right now. If God was sitting right here, I would be the same way. I don't think that he would have an issue with it.
It's not necessarily. It's not about the way you are, because I feel like, honestly, me and you are on two sides of the same coin. We're both blunt. We just have different ways of
and
being
like
blunt.
I said, it's very what we talked about is very interpretable.
Right.
What we talked about.
Right.
And I'm gonna just put it out there. If somebody says, well, you should act like that, you shouldn't do this. I mean, so there's a couple ways you can interpret this, but Jesus, you won't turn my father's house to a den of thieves and start throwing tables everywhere. Now some people say, oh, he wasn't throwing tables, he was just nicely putting him over. The man was angry. I don't care what you say. He walked in there and you selling stuff. You turning the church into a flea market. He went crazy. He started throwing stuff everywhere.
To that
that's interpretable.
To that I say, Jesus is Jesus. God is sovereign. Number one. That's number one to me. Right. When Jesus do anything, he has a righteous reason for it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like Jesus going to ever do anything that's going to lead somebody astray.
But it's okay though.
It's not saying it's giving you a license to, because when you're turning over tables, it's not, you don't have the authority to turn over tables. You get what I'm saying? Jesus got the authority to turn over tables. I don't know if I agree with that.
Huh? I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't have the authority to go to the church and turn over tables right now.
Christ lives in me. I can go to if I walk into the church and it's turned into a flea
market.
That's
out of order.
I'm going to turn over a table.
You're out of order.
Did.
You're out of order.
You're out of order.
You're out of order.
So by whose standard? That's what I'm saying.
By biblical standards, you're out of order.
Tell me where is
a God of order.
Thank you. And
so if
no matter how bad the man of God is, you do not disrespect the man of God. You do not disrespect the man of God's house. Period. Whether he's a bad person or not, you need to stay in your place. Pray about the situation because God gonna handle that person. Everything is in decency and in order. It's levels to this thing.
Yes. So if you walk into the church and you know your pastor married, he in his office, you and whatever going on, right, and the door open, right, you walk in there, he in there with another woman. You're just gonna say, you know what, Pastor, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna pray about this. No, I'm gonna say, Pastor, excuse me, sir, excuse me, sir, but I know your wife, sir. I do know who she is, sir. She's the mother of this church that we go to here. And what you're doing is wrong, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't wrong with that.
I'm going to say something. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say.
It's not about that. First of all, and I wouldn't snap on them either. If I saw that, what I would do is I would just have to bring it to the powers that be of the church. You know what I mean? And we handle it the way biblically we're supposed to handle it. Whether they gotta kind of vote him out or whatever they gotta do. Like, I'm gonna do it in DC. I'm not gonna disrespect that man, regardless of whether he did something wrong or not, because he's the man of God. Regardless, in the Bible, David said, "I'm not going to put a hand on Saul."
You can get your point across and be very blunt without being disrespectful.
Exactly.
Definitely.
David did not put a hand on Saul, even though Saul was trying to kill him. He still gave honor to the man of God. He said that he's God's appointed and anointed. I'm not going to put my hands on him, even though I know Saul is in the wrong. And then God dealt with Saul. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
You got to conduct yourself in a certain order.
I'm just not David, so I'm snapping. That's it.
I want to hear your opinion.
I'm not David.
But the more you go in your walk, this is what I'm saying. The more you go in your walk, the more convicted you're going to get. You're going to get governed.
I want to hear Geist. I do.
Did you just not hear me say that I've been a pastor's adjutant for almost a decade now? Do you not think that I am in my walk right now? And I've been in church. I'm not a preacher's kid, as we both talked about. I'm not a preacher's child.
Right.
But I mean, I could probably be classified as one because I've been in church my entire life.
Word.
I don't believe in anything else but the Christian belief.
All I'm saying.
But there are so many things that I look at a little bit differently than you may look at.
I understand
definitely,
that.
We can have a whole.
But an apple tree is an apple tree. You judge it by the fruit that it bears.
A lot of different type of apples, brother.
The fruit that it bears.
That's
all I'm saying.
There is, because there's a lot of interpretations of what different things mean in the Bible.
Exactly, but there's a lot of different interpretations. But there's only one true word.
Well, who interprets the one true word? God. Is it that pastor over there, or is it that pastor over there? Who is it?
It's the Bible and it's God. Get in the word yourself.
641-8870, by the way. 641-8870.
So that's exactly what I do. So who is it for anybody else to say, if what you just said was true, who is it for anybody else to say where I am in my walk? Because I do something a little unorthodox.
I'm going to tell you the difference. Because when I got married, I wasn't a virgin. But when I did had premarital sex, I felt so convicted and so bad about it. You get what I'm saying? Whenever I messed up, I felt bad about it. I wasn't going around broadcasting it. I wasn't going around proud about it. I was ashamed of the fact that I was in sin and doing things. That's the difference between somebody who is focused.
There's absolutely things that I do on a daily basis that I have to say, Lord, please forgive me for that. Absolutely thing. But the thing that we're talking about right now, I don't believe, in my own opinion of myself, right, that is in violation of any of God's laws. Okay. I don't believe that. Well, then but there are things that I do on a daily, even things that other people I don't care. Like if I cut somebody off in traffic, I'm like, oh, sorry, Lord. I didn't mean that, but I really got to get where I'm going. I'm sorry, I just cheated him.
So
on
maybe
like
it's maybe it's a doctrine thing. Is it a doctrine thing? You think cussing is a doctrine thing?
Yeah,
I think that the meaning behind the words. I think it's all about the meaning behind the word, because outside of that, those words are only words. But it depends on how you using it. Like today, Geist said something that you immediately said was a cuss word, but I didn't agree. But I wasn't gonna argue with you about it. But I just didn't agree because his context wasn't a curse.
It definitely was, because if y'all want to get down, HELL is a place that nobody has been to in this room, and when you use that word out of its context, that's when it becomes a cuss word.
Who created that place?
Jesus.
No, that's not a word. It's nowhere in the Bible. You will never find it. I guarantee I put any amount of money on it. It's not in the Bible. It's a fake word.
Well, then, like you said, we have different beliefs.
No, but I'm saying if we're gonna talk about doctrine, let's talk about doctrine, because that's what we've been talking about. Show me that word in the Bible. I shut up. I get up and walk out. But you never will, because somebody created that. It's so many Christian words that people create and turn it into something.
Listen,
and that's one of them.
Listen, I see where you're going with this. You're of the. It's kind of like the same argument of, oh, you listen to secular music. Oh, you not saved. Oh, you watch Power and what's the other one? Empire.
Yeah.
You not saved. It's like, me personally, I don't have a conviction watching Power. I might, if my spirit ain't feeling right at the time, then I might turn it off.
You might turn it because it convicts you.
Right, but I don't think watching it is a sin.
Yeah, I love Power too, so I definitely don't think, and I don't think
watching it is a sin. But at the same time, if my spirit ain't feeling right because of something that's going on in the show, I might turn.
Definitely,
whatever.
I'm with that.
So I feel what you're saying. You're saying that you don't think cussing is a sin. You don't think cussing is a weight. You don't think cussing is anything.
I didn't say that. I said it depends on, like, if you say, you blah 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 blah, and you blah 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 blah, then I'm like, all right, man, you gotta chill, because now you're directing something at me, so you don't know how that's making me feel. But if like what Geist said, he was like, I paraphrased the HE double hockey sticks out of that. So to me, he didn't mean nothing disrespectful. He wasn't. He didn't mean anything disrespectful. We all laughed. So you can't say.
It was hilarious.
Now if you said you mother you blah 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 blah, go to HE double hockey stick, then it's like, all right, now you're doing something different with the word.
Right. And
outside that, they're just words.
At that point, you don't even need to use hell.
Yeah.
You can just
That's the truth.
because you already in a disrespectful state anyway.
That's
You
true.
feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So I feel you.
It's a hard topic, but 609-641-8870. You can always,
But you see, we ain't run from it, right?
Yeah, we don't
run on hashtag.
Yeah.
Guys, what you got to say, man?
Geist about to burn me. I don't know. I'm scared.
Phone call.
Oh, that's about to talk.
Guys, you about to get me?
Nah.
No, I thought you was about to get me. You was quiet. I know when you get quiet, sometimes you turn around and snap on me. But yeah, man.
No. What I'm gonna say is this: everyone has their own perceptions of what's right is wrong. As a Christian, whether you're Protestant, Lutheran, Catholic, like I'm Catholic, I'll admit it. Protestant, Lutheran, Catholic, evangelical, whatever. As long as you fall under the umbrella of Christianity, you have to conduct yourself in such a manner. Mm-hmm. Whether that be not cursing in front of the pastor, not cursing in church, not cursing in public, doing this, that, the other. Just do it. Just conduct yourself in the matter. Yeah. Hold your tongue till the time is right, and then speak your piece. And then go get forgiveness, and then move on with yourself.
Okay, we got 2 callers. All right, now, first caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Tiara. I'm calling from Egg Harbor City.
All right, next caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Michelle. I'm calling from Galloway.
Okay.
Egg Harbor City and Galloway in the building. What's good?
Okay, so whoever introduced themselves first, go ahead and say your comment.
I had a comment about that hell wasn't found in the Bible.
Okay.
If you turn to 2 Peter 2 and 4, it clearly describes where they will be sent to hell. They didn't talk about hell. It's clearly broken down the word HELL.
We got the Bible right here. We're about to pull it up. What happened now?
Which Bible are you reading?
The King James Version, 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 4.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, 2 Peter.
Go back backtrack now. No. You say hell wasn't in the Bible.
No, it's not. I know it's not in the Bible.
I'm sorry. Can you say that?
Bible.
Can you say it again for me?
She said 2 Peter, verse 2 and verse 4.
Chapter 2, verse 4.
And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
You're reading the wrong thing.
What's she say?
For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness.
That's a translation.
No, it's not. I'm looking at King
Listen
James.
to me.
Wait.
Absolutely a translation.
Wait. All right, let's silence. Let's let
Professor J talk about it.
Before Professor J talks, let's let the callers talk. Second caller, are you there from Galloway, I believe?
Yes, I am.
All right, what you got to say?
Well, my comment or discussion wasn't really pertaining to the word HELL.
Right.
It was pertaining to sin in general.
Right.
I came in at the end part of it, so I don't really know the whole discussion. But as a Christian, I feel like sin is what the Bible has already outlined as a sin. I don't know where it specifically says certain things like listening to certain music, watching certain TV, saying certain words, consider you a sinner. I believe Jesus was very specific, or God was very specific about what he considers a sin. Those other things are just definitions of our character, or what we put into our body, which will lead us to do other things unchristian-like. Not saying that we are unchristian-like by doing them, but they don't help with feeding the spirit.
So you're calling them like weights. It's not that all things are lawful, but not expedient. Some things are weights. Some things are like, it could lead to sin, and it's not necessarily a sin. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't specifically mean that you're sinning by cursing, by watching certain TVs or shows. Or listening to certain music. I'm just saying that those things can be like a point or a cohort or a thing that adds to or takes away from your spirit that allows you to go in a direction that isn't Christ-like, because your feet, that anything you put yourself in front of or allow around you can become you. So listening to them cursing and acting a certain way and having sex and all of these things that are cause like fornication is sin and all these different things are sin. Watching this and listening to it, because faith comes by hearing. So you're hearing this stuff and watching this stuff, it can become you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not saying that you are sinning by doing it, but why poison yourself to become something you don't want to become?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make a good point. That's great. Before you start, Professor, I just want to say one quick thing.
Wait, hold up. Callers, are y'all done, or y'all want to hang out and listen, or are y'all done talking?
Well, if he's going to say something directly to me, I would like to rebuttal.
No. I'm not. I'm good with it. I don't have a problem with you. You can hang up if you want to and just listen to us. Lay back, chill. You do whatever you want to do. I'm good with you. But I just wanted to talk to the other young lady and just simply say that.
Wait. Well, let me say.
Oh, go ahead.
I love my church, the Cathedral Grace Family Church with Bishop R. Fulton Hargrove.
Shout out to Bishop
So if
Hargrove.
anybody's listening, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Anybody want to visit?
Word.
11 a.m., 3901 Filbert Avenue in Atlantic City.
All right.
All right?
Yes,
Word.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Shout out to Bishop Hargrove.
Yep. And I'm talking, when I talk about the word hell don't appear in the Bible, I'm not talking about all these new translations. I'm talking about the original Bible. The original written Bible. Hold on, one second, sweetheart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop for a second and I'm going to let Professor J take it from here.
Okay, so what's interesting is that in some ways you are very right. The word hell does not appear in the Greek, Hebrew, or even the Latin translations. But also the word God doesn't appear in the Bible if you're going to go that deep into it. So, I mean, if you're going to say that hell is a made-up word because it's of Germanic origins, because it came into our language, our English language, because our language is Germanic in origin, and you're going to say that hell isn't a real word, then you should also be saying that God isn't a real word. But I don't think you would want to say that.
Well, in a way I would, and I tell you why. Because God does have a name. Mm-hmm. So we just say God, speaking about the deity. hell is a place that doesn't exist. It's Golgotha. It's the
Did you just
valley.
say that? Wait, did you just say that hell does not exist?
Not like I don't believe in heaven or hell.
Okay, I need a clarification.
Yeah, not like that. I'm saying hell is a place that doesn't exist. I'm talking about hell is Golgotha, or Golgotha, however you pronounce it, which is a word. So if we was running around saying Golgotha or something like that, that is in the original Bible, because Golgotha is in the, or Golgotha, that's how I pronounce it. I might be saying it wrong. That's in the original Bible, and that is, or purgatory, which...
Well, purgatory is actually more interesting because that came into
the midterm.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so purgatory is actually interesting because that actually came up about with the Catholic teachings. But in terms of what you're going with, I see what you're saying, that hell isn't in the original text as translated in the Greek, and the Hebrew. But we're Americans. We speak English, and hell is a very real place. That is our word for it. It comes from German.
You can't do that though. That's just
no,
like.
I mean, what Jesus' name means Savior. Jesus' name means He's the Messiah who has come. We could call Him Yeshua, but most of us in this room we say Jesus.
But I understand that. But we don't.
Are you gonna say Jehovah Jireh? You gonna say Jehovah Nisi?
No.
You're gonna say when you need God, do you just say God, or do you say the God? Yeah. I'm pulling a Najee right here. But what do you say? What do you say?
I like that. So listen, let me respond.
All right.
I'm about to kill it right now. The original conversation. Hold on 1 second. The original conversation was that hell is a cuss word. So when somebody said they're using hell as a cuss word and not a place, that's my problem. God is not a cuss word. So when somebody
the Lord's name in vain,
it's not a cuss word.
You can't
say you God, you, and then we gonna say,
but I've heard so
Lord.
many people say Jesus as a cuss word, and it's sickening and it's wrong.
Oh
my goodness!
What do you mean?
Not you, just in general.
No, not you.
No. But that's what I'm saying. You can't take a word that's not.
Any word can be a cuss word. You can use the word Smurf as a cuss word if you wanted to. Any word is a cuss word if you take it in the context.
You're going deeper now.
Yeah, but if you're
going deeper.
Saints do it all the time because we do fake cusses.
I'm okay with that.
We do plenty of.
I'm okay with that because I can't argue the Bible part of that because you can't speak something as a curse. So I'm with you with that one. I'm with you there, but we're talking about just the word hell and your correlation to the word God. We can't go broad. We don't have enough time. We can do it next week. You sit in that chair and we can fight all day, but we can't do it right now. We got 3 minutes left. But we talking about the word hell versus the word God, and taking that hell place and using that as give them hell a cuss word.
All right, we got 4 minutes. We got another caller, and I know we still have the caller who's talking about hell being in the Bible. We got a new caller also. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Tia.
What's that again?
Egg Harbor Township.
Tia from Egg Harbor Township.
Okay, go ahead. What you got to say? What you got to say?
I'm saying Proverbs 8 says, 8:13 says, to fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and perverse speech.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So if God says He hates it, you can't say it's okay. You can do it.
No, up there. No, it wasn't a justification. It was my truth. That's. I'm not justifying anything. It's my truth. It's not a justification. Okay. Well, I don't. No. She has a point, but her point is valid, but it's not in my context valid. She's saying that she's going broad. She's marginalizing the broad statement of sin, which God does. He abhors sin. Understandable. Okay, I mean, that's your thing, sweetheart. I'm not arguing with you. My fight not with you. I already said what I had to say about that.
There's no argument with the word of God.
I'm not arguing with God neither.
It's no argument with the word of God.
But who are we to talk about the scripture though? Period. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's the end of our show, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds.
That's it.
Well, hold on.
Man, that was $100,000. Okay.
Thank you. We literally have 1 minute left, not even that. Thank you, guys. So what we're going to do is everybody say bye real quick. Beyonce.
Praise the Lord. That one.
Yeah, I mean, just say you got something to say to last 30 seconds.
Thank you, God, for tuning in.
Lady T.Y.
Thank you for tuning in to Hashtag Gospel.
Guys, I'm sorry.
Deacon Hawks.
He called my phone like 4 times.
He called me when you did.
No, he probably
Y'all, that's the show. We love y'all. I see. Please tell Deke I didn't answer the phone because I'm actually live. We'll be back next week. Peace.